Respiratory therapist, polysomnographic technologist licensing board reconvene public session at 10:14 a.m. No final decisions were made and no votes were taken. Members of the audience are welcome to return. Just for a matter of making sure we have the board back on the line here, I'm going to do a real quick roll call. Jacob?
Here.
James? James Holes? You're not coming in? I can hear a squeak, James, and that's about it. I'm not hearing you. Michael LaFour?
Yes. Here.
Tony Garber?
Here.
Mark Easby?
Here.
Pablo, you there?
Yes, present.
Thank you. Sarah Fitzpatrick?
Present.
James, can you hear me?
I'm here, present.
Okay, there you are. Okay. So,
So are we under item 4?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is Heather Vogelbaum, for the record. It is proposed that a settlement be offered to respondent in HLO file number 18-9074, Office of Administrative Hearings File for 2019-ABC-03400, and also negotiate and approve the final written terms of the settlement.
This is Jacob. I motion to approve. This is James. I second the motion.
Okay, this is Bob. I'm going to do roll call. Jacob Espinosa?
Aye.
James Holes?
Aye.
Michael LaFour?
Aye.
Tony Garber?
Aye.
Mark Easby?
Aye.
Pablo Herrera Fuentes?
Aye.
Sarah Fitzpatrick?
Aye.
Okay. So, motion carries. There are items for board action. That was that. Other board business? Does anybody want to have something for us to work on before we have the next board meeting scheduled or anything? Us meaning HLO.
This is Jacob. Do we have any update, or did we go through with the rack?
No. I'm not sure about any of that. Sammy, are you on the line? Sammy might not have signed back in or logged back on. Jacob, you can send Sammy Patnode an email about that. As far as I can recall, I think most board meetings have been canceled for the next several months.
Okay. I know that occurred in February, I believe, and we were going to talk about it in March board meeting, but
right.
We haven't heard anything.
Yeah, the only board meetings we're having right now are similar to this one, or other things that come up.
We did have a
Maria's telling me there was a rack actually in February.
And do we know the guidance on that, or are you pushing?
I think we're going to wait on the rules.
No, waiting on the rules.
Okay.
But again, if you really, these are just what we're recalling. Sammy can, if you send Sammy an email, she can definitely respond to you with the details that you're wanting.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Anybody else with anything? Heather, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you may want to check if anyone else is on the line.
Anybody else want to add anything? Have any questions?
Bob, this is Ann.
Yeah, Ann.
Is the board up to date on the temporary rules that we passed regarding COVID and the RTPT board?
Yeah.
Board members?
I'm not. This is before.
Hi, this is Ann Thompson. I'm one of the other policy analysts, and I thought you guys might be interested. We passed a couple of temporary rules, which means we didn't have to go through the full rulemaking process, but they only last for 6 months. And one was any respiratory therapist who has held an authorization from HLO within the last 5 years who has let their license expire. Either they've retired or they've decided to do something else. If they decide they want to re-engage their license to be able to help out with our COVID crisis, they can do so for only about $50. And also, your statutes allow for out-of-state respiratory therapists to come and help. And we've had, I think, about 13 people that were interested in that. And so far, you have about 3 folks that had let their license lapse. I mean, they were in good standing, but they just maybe decided to retire. That decided to reactivate to help out with our current situation.
Thank you, Ann. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And this is Sarah. Can I ask a quick question?
I hope I have an answer for you, Sarah.
I was just curious on regards to temporary licenses, and we have at Oregon Tech some seniors that have essentially met all their standards. Has there been any talk about allowing them to get a temporary license prior to graduation?
I have not been informed of that as an intent. Okay. That's certainly something. How close are they to meeting all the requirements for licensure?
They're basically there since our program does such a high amount of clinical hours, and then on top of it, COARC, who accredited, came out and said temporarily this year students can use working hours as clinical hours. So if they could get a state license, they could be working right now and using that for clinical hours to graduate in June. So they would be able to double dip temporarily for the last term.
That's a really interesting